Give everybody a couple minutes to roll in as we get ready to do Sunday morning cast iron IRL with me, Honey Badger. What's going on? Gonna get connected to the chat here. Connected to the comment section. As my screen is frozen up. My screen's froze. Oh, come on. What's going on? What is going on with this? Oh, that's no fun. You've got to be kidding me. My screen's frozen to connect to the chat there. If you guys can hear, oh, you can hear me all right? Thanks, Rick. Good morning, Rick. How are you? Good to see you. Let me see if I can do this. I've never had this happen before. I was just on YouTube on my monitor watching Julia Child make cinnamon raisin bread from like the 19 somethings, probably 1971. There we go. We're getting there. I don't know why it wouldn't do that. To go all the way out, just have to refresh the screen. But that'll give everybody a couple minutes to show up and hang out. GH, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. But yeah, I was just watching Julia make cinnamon raisin bread, which that looked really cool. I might try that sometime. I've never made that before. There we go. Yeah, my screen was froze. But, you know, all solved now. Alright. But yeah, once again, good morning. Good to see everybody. I love raisin breads and bagels. Yeah, I almost made bagels last night. I made a couple loaves of bread. They're back there rising. I don't think the bread's going to be ready to throw into the oven by the time that I wanted it to be done, but everything else should come along okay. But yeah, today we're going to make some pineapple upside down cake, which I'm pretty stoked about. I'm not going to use those weird cherries or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just going to fill this. I'm just going to fill this up with pineapple and call it a day as we do the last day of leftovers from Thanksgiving. Hopefully this is my last day. I still have gravy left, but I'll milk that gravy out as long as I possibly can. Harris, what's up? Breakfast. Well, sort of. We're having kind of lunch. We're gonna have some. We're gonna have pineapple upside down cake. I'm gonna make that real quick, and we're gonna have some turkey noodles, leftovers from Thanksgiving. Kill that off. And really, the turkey and noodles is just kind of take some time as the pineapple upside down cake is baking. And today we're gonna use the Lodge heart-shaped pan. And I really dig on this pan because it's not as big as the regular, say, number 6 cast iron skillet that I use to make like a cake in. So I've adapted a recipe down to this size. And if you've seen other videos that I've done, there was a short video that I did at Valentine's Day with that, where I used it and I cut everything down right to where it fit into the pan, except for the pineapple. So the pineapple all moved to one side, so it was like pineapple over here and like 2 pieces of pineapple over there. So hopefully I can avoid that today. It's funny you guys are spelling my name. Let's see. That's a big handle, buddy. We'll just call you Harris. Welcome, yeah. Yeah, thanks for showing up, buddy. Appreciate it. Pour a little coffee, get a little coffee in me. I overslept by about an hour this morning, and I still have not seen the Beagle yet today. I think the Beagle is still in bed. somewhere. She's sleeping somewhere in the house. I don't know where, but she is. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. I'll flash up. You guys can't read that recipe anyway, so just kind of follow along. And I'm gonna throw that into the oven and let that start heating up. I just wanted to show you guys that in the meantime. And we'll go ahead with the other stuff. We'll get the cake part done right quick. And we'll do that part while we're waiting for that to heat up. So we'll do that. I do have to get an egg out. Let's see. Harry's the cleaner of. Oh, okay. Everybody's figured out somebody's handle. Some of those, good luck. Some of them are just numbers with like one letter in it, so take what you can get. But this is the last day of it. Today's the last day of the Thanksgiving Day vacation for everybody. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Got around safe. We had I actually got kind of snowed in yesterday. We were supposed to get some snow at 3 to 4 in the afternoon, and we ended up getting a snowstorm. We got about 3 to 4 inches of snow about 5 hours earlier than we thought. So it kind of messed everything up for me yesterday. I didn't get to go to the grocery store. I was supposed to have guests yesterday who had to cancel. Let me kind of move my camera around just a little teeny bit. There we go. All right. And I gotta get the butter out. I do have to get butter out that I should have let soften, but I didn't do that. So we'll let that kind of hang out. Scotty, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, pal. Don't forget the butter. Get the butter out. And I always forget that I have a knife on my butter dish. Yeah, well, we I do appreciate that, Greg, but we want to avoid the bots from subscribing. So if you're not going to, I'm in Southern California, USA. Oh yeah, Rick, yeah. So if you're not going to stay subscribed, please don't subscribe. But if you do want to subscribe and come hang out and have a good time, then you are more than welcome to do so. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid the botness that's been going on my channel. Because we had 40 some subscribers this week, and we ended up with exactly 0 net subscribers this week. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I don't know where they go. I know other people deal with the same thing that I just said. They get all these people that subscribe, and then they all of a sudden then they disappear. Nobody knows where they go. So it's like bot subscribers. So we'll just let it happen organically. We have enough folks that watch on a fairly regular basis to where I'm not too worried about that kind of stuff. Well, we got an egg going in. Like I said, normally I throw the recipe up there, but you guys can't read that. It's literally, I literally wrote it like a Chinese doctor, because I was writing it as I was kind of making it. So then we'll give it 1/3 cup of sugar over here. Oh, I do need my sugar. I thought I just needed brown sugar for this. But yeah, today's gonna be kind of chill. I'm not gonna be in any big hurry. I'm not gonna try and worry about the 90-minute time limit. None of that stuff. So if you're here for the hang, you're here for the hang today. Because it's Sunday. It's the last day before everybody goes back to reality. The only thing I don't like about pineapple upside down cake is that it has an absurd amount of sugar in it. It is delicious, it's refreshing, it's all those things, but light in sugar it is not. And like I said, I'm not going to be using those maraschino cherries. I'm not a big fan of those. They are good, but normally I've been making my own maraschino cherries, and I didn't have cherries, so, and I wasn't going out yesterday to drive and go get cherries, so let me see here. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I'm just going to throw just a little bit of salt into this. Majority of PA's workforce is off. Yeah, everybody normally on my street, you'll see I'm using salted butter. That's why I'm not putting a lot of salt into this. So that was the other thing. I wanted to pick up at the store yesterday. And my goal yesterday was to get out of the house by about 10 o'clock, go do my shopping, be home, go pick up some dumb stuff at the grocery store, and then be back by about noon 30, 1 o'clock. And with that, it just came in like a blanket of snow. And then it lasted all day. It stopped for about an hour and then went until about 9 or 10 at night. And then I took the Beags out about 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. And it had melted. A lot of it had melted away because it was like 38 degrees at 3 in the morning. And then I woke up when I got back up a few hours later, it was 31 degrees and everything had frozen solid. So it's probably on the roads, nothing but black ice. So it was a good day to stay home. Let me see here. So we got our salt in there. Now normally I put in sour cream into this, but I'm out of sour cream. So I'm just going to use some Greek yogurt. And I need, how much of that? I need a tablespoon of that. In which Greek yogurts, I kind of like Greek. I don't mind Greek yogurt as being a substitute for the sour cream. It's all the same, really. So. There we go. I need to get a little dish down. And then we got a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 a teaspoon of baking powder. Throw that in. And I need that little bowl anyway so I can put my spoons on it. There we go. Put that back in the fridge where it goes. I think I'm gonna make yogurt. I think I'm gonna make yogurt tomorrow night. And I need just a little bit of a yogurt culture to make my yogurt. So we got that. Then I'm gonna take 1/8 of a cup of pineapple juice and I'm gonna throw into the cake batter. There we go. Like yay. Which is why I put that into a cup so it poured nice. And we'll just start mix that stuff in. Get that going. Can you guys see that okay? Check the comment section. At Costco I hunt for free samples. Yeah. We have a Kroger around here that does samples. And I've talked about it before. They have the greatest cheese section ever. And so I go there sometimes just to eat lunch. And I'll get like a sample of ham or whatever. I'll get a sample of whatever they are, the cheese. And then it has like a little wine bar. Go have a glass of wine, sort of walk, kind of make my way around the store. When you find that you've been in the grocery store for like 3.5 hours and might not be cool to drive home. What's up, Ronald Coward? How are you, buddy? Ronald Coward, I think I'm going to be getting my 12 out of the lye tank this week. My garage is pretty cold, so it's kind of hindered my lye bath a little bit. So we got baking powder, baking soda, 3/4 cups of flour. Let me get my leveler, a little spatula leveler thing, so I can level off my flour. kind of packed in here tight. It's like working in an elevator today. More. I need a wide mouth jar for that. Plus I'm using, the other thing is that the other thing on my grocery list yesterday was flour. And since I couldn't go anywhere, I broke out it's been a while, but I had Ma Badger, she was on her way over to my house. She asked me if I needed anything. I said, hey, pick me up a 5-pound bag of flour if you would. And I always use King Arthur, at least unbleached store brand. And I don't know where she got this flour. I've never seen that brand before. I got a feeling that it came from dollar store. Because to my mom, bless her heart, flour is flour. And I got a feeling that that's what I got. Because I didn't even recognize the brand of that. But it'll work. It'll work in a pinch. It's better to have something than nothing. But it doesn't flow too easy. There we go. 3/4 cup of flour. There we go. But yeah, that was broke out. And I made my sourdough with it. And my sourdough is not happy with me this morning. My Lily Farms, good morning, how are you? Smoking Bears, what's up, buddy? But yeah, my sourdough starter, I used that flour to feed my sourdough starter yesterday. And my sourdough starter is looking at me like a judgy cat this morning. It's like, what are you doing? Let's see here. Make sure I put everything in there. I think I did. Sour cream, pineapple juice. Oh, I need to put a teaspoon of vanilla in there. So let's add a teaspoon of vanilla, and I need a shot of milk. So let's do a shot of milk in there. You made 2 loaves this morning? I hope my mom didn't bring you the flour. Yeah, because I know that flour is this. My bread's like, I did the stretch and folds on my bread, and it just like was falling apart. It was a mess. It was a total mess. And I don't have to worry because my mom doesn't watch this anyway. My mom doesn't watch this stuff. She's probably out doing something totally cool. My mom's pretty rad. She's probably doing something fun right now. Let's see, and I need a teaspoon. Yeah, a teaspoon of vanilla. And then the cake part's done. The cake part would be finished. There we go. But yeah. So hopefully, I've got about another hour or so, because my house was really cold when I woke up. Usually when I make my bread, you know, it's about 70 degrees in the house. And I woke up this morning with 62, 63, something like that. Because I always turn my heat down at nighttime. I didn't think it was going to get that cold, but it did. And I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. 3/4 cup of flour. Oh, 3 tablespoons of butter. I am missing something. Which I'm probably going to have to heat that up. Because I got a feeling that that's probably about 3 tablespoons right there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's actually 4 on there. Yeah, still got to put the butter in it. What's the batter going to be on? Gosh, never. I don't actually think Ma Badger's ever seen the live stream. To be completely honest, I don't think she's ever seen it. Because I know my mom's one of those folks that my channel comes on when she watches something else on Thursdays, and I doubt that on Sundays she's watching either. Because she's, knowing my mom is like an antique picking machine. So she's probably already been to 3 Goodwills, an antique store or 2, and is probably about ready to have lunch. My mom gets up at like, I know she gets up, she has to get up at like probably 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning. And she's out the door. She's out the door ready to go, ready to tackle the day. And my mom finds the coolest stuff. Like half of my house is furnished by things that Ma Badger has found. And she's like, I don't want this. I got it because I knew it was a deal. Like my mom's found artwork, and she's one of those people that actually found like artwork at Goodwill, and it was worth something. Like I have of all places in my bedroom, I have a Ray Brown painting. I know that probably doesn't mean anything to anybody, but she found a Ray Brown painting at Goodwill, and it was $3. They're not worth a fortune. It's worth a few, it's worth a little bit of money, but it was kind of cool. She just knows that. Chicago got hammered yesterday, most of the so in November. Yeah, it's gonna be a cooler. We are actually, I know here, we are, it usually, December 7th is always, for a decent winter, December 7th is usually the first significant snowfall that we have almost every year. You can almost count on December 7th. And this is the 3rd snowfall we've had already. And yesterday was pretty good. I mean, it was enough to, yeah, they do make good silicone handles. Here's one. I've got a few. If you could pan over there, and I'll pan over here. Speaking of silicone handles, if you can see that little melting pot, they have those that fit that and number 3s. And then I just happen to have right behind me another silicone handle. They are a little loose, and Lodge does make the best handle that I have. Absolutely the best handle that I have, and that is the baseball glove handle, which I can't find. So I'll be using the silicone handle. But usually I have that baseball glove handle mitt is fantastic. It really, really is. I mean, they're kind of pricey. I think they're like $20 to $25 for the handle, but I've had my handle for at least 5 years, and it's really bugging me now because I'm sitting here scanning my cast iron pans. And I'm like, where is my baseball glove handle? Because and it's broken. It's broken like a baseball glove, and it fits perfectly on any kind of handle, pretty much. Yeah, the Dollar Tree ones aren't any good. And I don't really like the cloth ones, the Lodge ones with the silver stuff on the inside, because it seems to turn my handle silver on my, it turns the handle silver on the, on my pans. So I don't really, I use them on my fajita pans and stuff like that when I'm doing the grill. There we go. On the grill I use them, but I pretty much just use them for the fajita pans. Ooh, that batter is really tasty. Got a little taste of that batter. So the batter's pretty much done. There we go. Now we'll get that pan out and we'll mess around with that. Do with that. There's that red handle. There we go. There, that's good and smooth. I will take that. Move this off to the side. Oh, now my heat's kicking on. It can be freezing in here in the morning and that heat doesn't come on. But as soon as I turn on something, turn the oven on, here comes the heat. Move that out of the way. Get a trivet down. We'll get our pan out of the oven. It should be good and ready to go. And we'll make our topping right quick. And then we'll move on to our turkey. There we go. Right there. Yeah. Amazon should have all that stuff. But I highly suggest, and I do mean highly, I highly suggest the baseball mitt one. Because it seems like a lot for that, but at the end, it is definitely worth it. Let me see. So we'll need 2 tablespoons. Now you're supposed to use unsalted butter. I don't have unsalted butter today, so we're using salted butter. And we're gonna use a cup of brown sugar and our pineapple. And that's gonna be it for that. That will be it. And then that'll go into the oven. Wife made your stir-fried turkey rice, amazing. Really, did you guys follow the rest, like the recipe? Because that came out real, it was so simple. And I still can't believe that I made an Asian takeout out of my Thanksgiving stuff. I'm just absolutely in shock over that one. Yeah, that one came out and yeah, that was really good. I sat there and that was like the only thing I ate all day. But I sat there and ate that whole bowl of that stuff. And the time on this, the one thing is, the time on this is, see, it's sitting flat. So, no, they're good. But anyway, yeah, the time on this is usually you gotta go about 45 to 50 minutes. This is gonna go about 35 and I'm gonna check it. And there we go. Is that the hard cast iron? Yeah, it's the Lodge hard cast iron skillet. Let me see here. Let's see, 2 tablespoons of butter. But yeah, that was really good. The stir fry. Angela, or Angel, hello. Good morning. Good to see you. But the pan's nice and warmed up. It's not too hot. And we'll throw 2 tablespoons of butter in here. There we go. Yeah, that stir fry was definitely all right. I'd do that again. Yeah, there we go. Espanol, no Espanol here. Unless I'm in a bar. That's the only Spanish I speak is bar. I speak bar Spanish. Sorry. So we get that down into there. Get that covered and around the edges. And I am going to take and I'm going to get a brush and I'm going to brush up the sides as well. We'll brush that around. There we go. The corners. But this pan is really useful. I mean, it's got a nice pour spout. That bottom pour spout is great. Whoever thought of this and then designed it at Lodge, they did a really good job. But Lodge usually does a good job with most of their stuff. And what would be really cool is if it had a lid. If they made a lid for it. They would sell a fortune. So Lodge, if you're listening, make a lid for this. You'll be glad you did. Alright, so that should be cool on that. And then I'm gonna need 1/4 cup of brown sugar. If I can get my measuring cups apart. And I'm gonna spoon that in to there. And like I said, this is not your standard This is not your standard pineapple upside down cake recipe. I did this to fit this pan because the sides are not as high as a normal pan. The sides aren't as high. It doesn't have the surface. It's just not the same size. So this recipe was made for this pan. So if you get this pan, this will fit. And the cake recipe works for it too. So we get a nice pack of 1/4 cup. There we go. It's packed. 1/4 of a cup. There we go. Now we're done with brown sugar, and I can move. Slowly but surely, I'm making myself more and more room, which is always nice because I got to make these turkey noodles yet, which is going to be good for lunch. And I will be about through. We'll be just about done with all the leftovers from Thanksgiving, so that'll be nice as well. So we'll get another whisk, and we'll whisk this in. And I also put another little shot of the juice in here. A little shot of pineapple juice. Not much, just a little bit. It'll give that, like sort of that, it'll kind of make it like hardtack candy. It'll kind of tack it up, which is always nice. And it helps make it a little liquidy to get everything stirred in. There we go. Check the comment section real quick. See what's going on in there. Lodge release, re-released what? Thank you. It was really good. You should definitely try that recipe. That recipe really does work out for that. That's just my basic. I make a lot of fried rice. This year is like, I said this the other night. This year is sort of like, I want to work on Asian food, like I've done with other stuff, like I've done with, what do you call it, like I've done with tacos and Mexican style, Southwestern style food and all that. And I just kind of go down rabbit holes. Bread, I went down the bread rabbit hole this year. So this next year, I want to work on doing Asian food. I'm gonna get a little slotted spoon. I don't feel like sticking my fingers in there. Yeah, this year I did not do any. I didn't do Thanksgiving dinner because my girls weren't coming. My daughters, one, Ming works. She started a new job, so she just had Thursday off, and she lives quite a ways away, so it was going to be on the road for her the whole day. And then my other daughter lives about the same. They live really close to each other, which is nice for them. And but she works in the healthcare field, and she actually worked. She had to be at work at 6 o'clock on Thanksgiving evening. So Thanksgiving for us they were going to come down, they were going to stop in here, they were going to hang out here yesterday. We were going to put up the Christmas ornaments, but none of that panned out because of the storm. And it wasn't, we weren't supposed to get near as much as we got. And the wind, we've had crazy wind like all week, gales in November, like the old Gordon Lightfoot song. But, it's been really, really windy. And I'm not very far from the Great Lakes, so when the weather shows up, it shows up. And this was a 20-ounce can of pineapple, and I really like doing this with crushed pineapple. That's actually my favorite way to do this, is crushed pineapple, but it is what it is. We're gonna pack these down in there, because I do not want to have the same situation as what I did last time I made this, where they all shifted. I want these to be packed in here really nicely. So we got that part. How many inches did you get? So my patio table last night, I went out and measured, because I wasn't able to get my patio table into the garage this year so far. I'm still like moving stuff around to get it in. And I measured just under 4 inches of snow that was on the patio table. So that's kind of how I gauged it. Move that whisk. I'm gonna use this spoon that in there. But yeah, that's where I was just under about 4 inches of snow out there. But it's hard to gauge too, because I'm on like the very end of town before Amish country. So I'm the last street in town that there is. And so it's hard for me to gauge like how much it is, because everything just blows past my house. But it was to the point where the Beags did not want to, she didn't want to go out back. She wanted to stay, when we went outside yesterday, she just wanted to stay on the side of the house. On the one side because our wind usually blows from the west here. So she just stayed on the east side of the house, and which was kind of nice in a way, because it wasn't a big sniff fest when she went outside. She just went outside, took care of things, and came back in the house. Which usually it's, like I said, it's a huge sniff fest when she goes outside, because she's primarily a hunting dog, so she has to smell everything. And my neighbor, a few houses down, he has a huge smoker, and he was smoking turkeys for people on Wednesday and Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So every time I take her outside, it was like, literally, there was a smoking turkey like 100 yards, 50 yards away from her. So she was all about that. Move that around a little bit. There we go. But yeah, that was the one nice thing. I didn't have to walk the dog. So I'll take that. Because when the Beagle was littler, she was pretty rough. But now she's become an indoor dog, and she's not as savage as she used to be, which is nice. Fuzz Fork, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, you guys got rain. We had a little bit of mist last night, like I said, about 3 o'clock. And then our temperatures went back down. So that's where I'm at. That's where I was at with everything this morning. Okay, so that's going to be good and done. And that'll kind of fill in. And I'll put that in the oven, 350. I do have a baking sheet down below me. Let's grab something and pull that off there. Which is the other thing I don't like about the silicone. That handle on there. It's hard to get off the silicone. Alright, and we're going to set that for 35 minutes. Timer 35 minutes. Plus the pan was heated up. That's still pretty warm. Ooh, and I got some pineapple juice to drink. Nice. He shoots, he scores. It wouldn't be Thanksgiving without the turkey salt and pepper shaker. Okay, so let's get that ready to go, and I should have my recipe card for the turkey and noodles. Now, I am a little light on the noodles. I got about, the recipe calls for about 12 ounces. I think I have about 9 or 10 is what I think I ended up with. Of the Amish style egg noodles, which is what I wanted to use today. And we're going to be using swing you guys over here. We're going to be using the Lodge number 10 cast iron skillet, and I wanted to use that because it has a glass lid. I was going to use my BSR chicken fryer. Then I was like, man, I really don't feel like cleaning the lid today. Love that truck. I got a bunch of trivets. Bunch of trivets. Can never have too many. Which one? This one here or the... Oh, you probably can't see the turtle one that's on there. Let's see here. So I'll move that. Speaking of trivet, I'm going to move that out of my way. Let's see. We were supposed to get 6 to 7 inches, but I actually got 3. Well, there you go. That's not too bad. And ours was like snowball snow. It started out kind of like ski snow, and then it changed over to like a snowball snow. And then like this morning at 3 o'clock when I went outside, it was like perfect snowball snow, like absolutely what you want to make snowballs. My 12-year-old me was like, man, I wish I like spotted snowball snow like within a second. Wipe my spot off. Move this pineapple juice because I'm gonna drink that here in a minute. That was kind of nice this morning. Instead of orange juice, I had a glass of little juice glass full of pineapple juice. We'll get the cutting board over here because I need to chop an onion. That up here, out the way, out of the way. There we go. Well, like I said, I'm not in any big hurry today. I'm sort of just milling through the morning. It's about time. Oh, you showed some cast iron. Well, you just got here. If you'd get here on time, I've already showed the cast iron twice. Get out from that pile of cats in your refrigerator box. You just seen all kinds of cast iron. Viewers just gonna call me Scrooge. Remember to hit the like button. Yeah, please hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe. Almost to 1,000. But if you're not gonna stick around, don't subscribe. The coffee's good. Coffee's good this morning. Let's see. So let's cut some stuff up. Let's start off with some onions. Start with a little onion. I've got another onion over there in the fridge that I wanted to use, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use this one. We're just going to dice this one up. And that's where we're going to do it. This Val here today, I'm about to cut an onion. And this is usually where I like to freak Val out. Let's see. My button's stuck. Yeah, where's Val when I need her, right? To remind me to curl my fingers. Which I still don't know what that means. I mean, I imagine it's like that, but I don't like cutting like that. There we go. Now I got a nice little surface. Better start heating my cast iron up there in the back. Turn that on. Get that warming up. There we go. Well, we'll dice this whole bad way up. But Greg, I'm glad you guys tried that recipe out. I'm glad it worked for you. It worked for me. And that was really, really good. And it's always nice to hear somebody else tried the recipe and it worked. Other than me just on the interwebs saying that it works. I usually try to set you guys off in good shape. That part. And it says for the whole onion. You know, I was thinking about it. Normally I make when I make turkey noodles, I just make turkey noodles with broth and onions and celery and that kind of thing. These are going to be the creamy style, and I've never made these before, so I actually had to look up a recipe, and so it'll be the first time I try that out. But that's not like that's never happened here, where we've tried something out. But it doesn't look complicated at all. Not even kind of, sort of. There we go. There's that. There we go. So we've got our onion. Let's get egg noodles, onion. Now I'm not going to do the carrots because I got peas and carrots that I'm going to put in there. Got a couple cloves of garlic that we will throw in there. Now the recipe called for 4. I don't know how much garlic I have, but I brought out some minced garlic to add along with it. And for the broth, the one thing I did make, and I always say I'm going to make, and I never do, is I made the broth. Actually, a dull knife is more dangerous than the sharp one. Man, you're the first one's ever said that on here. Let me see here. Hi, Feline. Yeah, hello. How are you? Let's see. There we go. So I have 2 cloves of garlic left. So yeah, we will do about a teaspoon of minced garlic on the side with that. There we go. Everybody always wants me to smash these with my knife. I don't know why that is. I see people do it, and I'm always afraid that, Simply Sweet Sharon. I like that handle. That's nice. But, yeah, it always just seems like that would dull your knife, doing that. Smashing it. When you see people, they take the side of their knife and they just smash it down. It just seems like that would do more harm than good. But yeah, I thought I had, this is, like I said, this has been like dump recipes like all weekend. I love this kind of winging it a little bit. I mean, I do have recipes, but instead of following like some rigid recipe where you can mess it up if you don't do something a certain way, these Thanksgiving leftovers are just so easy to do. So easy to do. There's not much to them, and they're always good. I very rarely had a Thanksgiving like leftover that was ever bad. There was one time my aunt makes this thing. It's Hawaiian salad, and it's got like little marshmallows and coconut and the little tangerines. Little canned tangerines and stuff, and it's like in a sour cream sauce, like sour cream and sugar and all that kind of stuff. And my cousins and I, after Thanksgiving one year, we figured out that we could throw those in a blender with rum, and it was like the best. It was the best, like one of the best. It's still one of my favorite drinks. I mean, I won't make this 5-cup salad or whatever it was, a Hawaiian salad, but it was absolutely fantastic. It was so good. Let's see. Then I got 10-ounce frozen peas, carrots. We aren't to that point yet. And then a cup of, I am going to get my chicken broth out and warm that up. I got to warm up a cup because you want your stuff warm so it doesn't make the, and I'm not using cream, heavy cream, because the milk I have is so heavy. Like, I think if you guys saw the other day when I actually, broke the milk out, that I had to use a knife to break through the 3 inches of cream that was on the top. So I'm not too worried about that. Hopefully this pours in there without going every place. There we go. 1 cup of homemade turkey broth. Let's see, I grind 25 or so cloves of garlic and keep them in the fridge. So oh, that's a good idea, Scotty. It's almost like having your own, like having paste, like that paste stuff. I like the garlic paste in the tubes. When I'm feeling a little like when I'm feeling a little spendy, I pick that up at the store. Which is probably, and Val would probably appreciate it if I started using garlic paste as well. So I quit doing all the stuff that I'm doing. Let me see. So I got our onion cut up. I got our cloves cut up. I got our minced garlic. I'm gonna throw about a teaspoon of that into there. I got to do 2 cups of turkey. So let's get my 2 cups of turkey ready. And we'll start with the turkey breast that I have left over. Oh, I had some chopped onion in there too. I didn't see that. I forgot about all that. I don't even know how much turkey I have left. I'm not sure how much turkey is even here. But I know that I went through a loaf of sourdough bread this week. Because I made turkey sandwich after turkey sandwich. I used up finally all my garden tomatoes have been used up because I don't know how many turkey sandwiches I actually ate. And I was slicing my bread really thin. So we're gonna do about 2 cups of the turkey. And then I've got a whole thing of like the picked turkey from like the turkey neck, the turkey, just whatever part of the turkey. So hopefully we have two cups left, but we should have 2 cups at least. Oh, and let me, man, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna keep it real. Good to see you. I'm so glad you came in. Good to see you. But yeah, I mean, and they were simple. They were just tomato, mayo, and turkey, and cold turkey, sliced up. And that was one of the reasons I was disappointed not being able to go to the store yesterday because of the storm. Because I wanted to get, let me throw this broth. I'm gonna nuke this for about a minute. But I wanted to get, I was digging on the turkey so much this past week that I wanted to get another turkey. I wanted to go get a couple more turkeys while they were on sale and just make another one. Because I didn't really do, I kind of just, when I did my turkey this week, I did my turkey Tuesday night. At like midnight I started it. And it was done about 4 in the morning. And what was I looking for? Oh, I was going to get the rest of this turkey out. And I didn't really go all out with it. I just sort of buttered it up. And I tried a different way to do it because I knew that nobody was going to be eating it. And nobody was really going to be eating it but me. So I tried it wasn't really, I tried a different way to make it so much as I tried a different, like a method, like flipping it halfway through and all that. But I think the way I normally do it is how I'm normally going to do it. And there's some celery and onion in here, like whatever. Because I just took, if you look at the picture that I put in the post the other day, make sure there's no bones in here. But I just took like some celery stalks. These are what's left. These are what's left of the celery stalks that I threw into the back of the turkey. And like 3 or 4 green onions and some lemon juice inside it. And that's all I did for stuffing. I've got a box of stuffing over there that I didn't even use. Oh man, I have exactly 2 cups. That is so cool. And I don't think I need those. I don't want those little, I'm not so frugal that I'm going to use those last 3 stalks that were in the turkey. I think I'm over that. Wash my hands. So yeah, I have just about exactly 2 cups of turkey. Yeah, I've been wanting to do ham on Sundays, actually. So there we got our 2 cups of turkey. Let's see. There's really not much, man, there's not much more to this. And then after I do that, so let's go ahead. I think I'm gonna turn up the heat here in the back, and I'm gonna move you guys around a little bit. I'm gonna look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, that cake's looking good. I wish I could show you guys down into there. So we got our 2 cups of turkey. That worked out. And I'll move you guys back over here to the back part of the stove. kind of sling you back there. Actually, we'll go to the front, I think. Let's go to the front. Let's see if I can put you guys right here. I'll put you guys right here instead. We'll turn this burner on, because that'll catch up. That skillet's pretty warm. And we'll put you guys right onto this side. That'll be easier, you can see it. Oh, there's my lodge. There's my mitt right there. And Lily Farms, if you're still in, that's what I was talking about with the Lodge baseball glove style. These are the way to go. And I'm actually gonna switch that off right now because they go on. The silicone ones are cool. I got no complaint with them. But my broth is done. I got no complaint with them, but I will tell you that those baseball glove ones, they come on and off really easy. They just slide. Can you see that? They just slide right off. As where the silicone ones are, they're kind of a pain. So let's see, this calls for 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm not gonna oil, I'm gonna butter. Because I'd rather roll with the butter than anything else. And we might throw a little bit of oil in there with it, maybe some avocado oil or some olive oil. But I'm gonna throw about 2 tablespoons of butter under there. That going. That pan's heating up. Turn that up just a smidge. A little bit of olive oil in there. Because it's not like I'm making a health conscious dinner today. So we'll get that going. We got about 17 minutes on our cake. I'm ready to just like jump right past lunch and go right to dessert. And hopefully I have enough coffee left in my coffee carafe to do that. We'll do that, and then we're gonna do about a little less than a bag of peas and carrots, like a freezer bag full of peas and carrots. And that's why I didn't cut up carrots. It calls for you to cut up carrots with the onions, but I'm not gonna get that far into it. There we go. And we'll let that kind of chill out. There we go, cool. Very cool, very cool. I'll take that. Let's see. Hey, Record Caver, what's up, buddy? Just made it in. Glad to see you, man. Happy Sunday. Hope your holiday's going good. I kind of got you guys off cockeyed there. Sorry. And I'm gonna get my back pan going with my noodles, because those are gonna take. These Amish noodles are gonna take a minute. So let me get some water going back there in the back. Rice and peas sounds good. Yeah, that does sound good. That water heating up. Probably have to do just a little bit more water than that. Just a smidge more. Let that water heat up. I might have screwed myself on the noodles, not having those up to speed. I totally blanked out on the noodles. I totally forgot about it. I'm like 100% just like totally blanked out. Yeah, man, I really am glad you're here. Are you now, Rocky Caver? Did you see any of this snow? The dreaded White Death that's been plaguing the Midwest, at least plaguing me. And Fuzz, yeah, I know you're up in the north part of where I am. How much you had to get? I saw some pictures. You guys had a warning You guys, I think Friday night you guys had a snowstorm warning. So you guys, I know you guys had to get hit up around, because you're right, you're not very, how far, Fuzz, how far are you from the lake, roughly? Because I'm like 2 hours. Hour and 45 minutes, depending on what part you want to, yeah, probably an hour and 45 minutes, I'd say. If that, maybe an hour and a half. Let's see, we didn't get any snow at all, just wind. About 3 minutes of sleep. Yeah, it's been windy, man. It's been super windy. Let's let that quit foaming there, since I switched the burners. The only pan that's hot right now is that little Descoware. So we'll get those up to speed here. That going. Let me check and make sure. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think that I am, honestly. I really don't think I am. Got our stuff going in there. Got my noodles going. And like I said, I don't have a full thing of noodles, so I don't think that's going to take long. Because this is just kind of, this whole like last 2 weeks has been great. I've emptied out my freezer, so now I can go get some more, refill everything up. I've went through almost all my canned food, so I can go restock on all that. Yeah, Mrs. Rocket Caver, how are you? Tell her we said hi. The Amish put on their winter wheels. Man, I'll tell you what, I pass, there's one of the other butcher shops I go to. I have one here in town, but there's one that's like 15, 20 minutes away from me. And it's in the middle of Amish country. It's like literally in the middle of Amish country. It's not Amish run, but it's in the middle. And man, I see those guys out there in the wintertime with the open air buggies, and they got those big black umbrellas, and that's what they're doing, man. Oh, I got you. It's toward Pennsylvania. But yeah, man, and they're I don't know. They're a hardy group, I tell you that. Okay, so that's starting to brown up a little bit. Let's get our onions into there. Onions and garlic. There we go. Turn the knife around so I don't dull it up. So we got that going on in there. And then we'll brown this up for just like a minute or two. And then we'll throw in the frozen peas. Ooh, peanut brittle, man. I haven't had peanut brittle in forever. I have not had peanut brittle in a long time. My neighbor lady used to make homemade peanut brittle at Christmas time. And it was pretty darn good. There we go. And I still say this lodge is like I don't even know how many cast iron skillets I've collected over the years, and I still say this is my favorite. This is like my top 3 skillet. I love the skillet. And this is how it's so smooth from all the years I've had this thing. Like, it's got to be 20 years now I've had this thing. I don't know how many hundreds, if not maybe thousands of meals I've cooked in this pan. Bottom's super smooth. And it was one, I got this in like 2006 or whatever, and it was one of those, the seasoning was so different then that I finally stripped this thing for the first time in like during COVID. And I'd never stripped it in all those years, and it was starting to chip off around the top and around the sides. And I honestly really probably didn't even need to, I probably didn't need to strip it. I was just bored. Thought it would be a good time to do it. Alright, those are cool. That's about where I want those. I want to keep that down just a little bit. Is that a plastic? Yeah. Is that a plastic spatula? Yeah, it is. It's a plastic spatula. It's that newfangled Irish wood spatula. That's funny. Boy, we've had, in the last year I've been doing this, we've had some characters, boy. This is a 12-ounce bag. I want 10 ounces according to the recipe. So I'm gonna leave a little bit in there. Not much. But I know there'll be something that I want with peas and carrots this week. So I'll throw those back into the freezer. Do about 2 inches back in there. Let these get going. Once these are done, then I'm going to put the chicken broth or the turkey broth in there. And then we'll put our flour in there. I got to use about 3 tablespoons. I got a pickle with skill from Hog Wild on Friday. Smooth all around. Yeah, pickle favorite, man. That's my, no pun intended, that's my favorite. For a reason. They're good skillets. They are my absolute favorite. I like those, and I like the Wagner flat bottoms. Let that kind of hang out there. Do its thing. Then we'll put the flour on top of that, and then we'll start working all the other stuff in there. Let's see, 2 tablespoons, 1 onion, carrots. My water's starting to boil, which is nice, because that's going to take a minute. That's going to take the longest part. I should have had this water going. That's gonna screw the pooch. I think it's going to add a little bit of time into there. It's going to add some time, but it is going to take some time for that to thicken up. And let me check on my. Man, I don't know. I'm saying I'm going to check. I might take this out. I might take that cake out. Yeah, for realsies. I'm going to get a toothpick out here. If I can find where I put my toothpick. Oh, probably on the table. Get my tooth. Mercy B, hello. How are you? Good to see you this Sunday morning. I missed what's cooking. We're just doing some leftover turkey and noodles. And I'm doing a pineapple upside down cake in the large heart shape pan. That's what we're doing. So let me check this right quick. That can't be done already, is it? No, it's not. It's not. It is not done. Not quite. It's still got a ways to go. I'm sure what's my bake time? 350. Yep. It should be cool with that. Let's see. Bake. There we go. Couple minutes with this. And then we're going to throw our warmed up broth in there, and we're going to add, jump in front of the camera right quick, a little bit of flannel can. And we'll throw our cup of, throw a couple tablespoons of flour into there. And get that going. Where's my tablespoon? Full of yogurt. Wipe that off. I gotta put my flour away. Yeah, I did. Okay. So we'll do the next best thing. Get the flour out. These are some of my favorite skillets. Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got a few. I was actually going to use my BSR chicken fryer for this today, but I did not. Noodles in there, and hopefully those don't boil over. Hopefully, which they probably will. The noodles going in the back there. Somebody set a timer for 16 minutes while I dish out my flour. 3 tablespoons of flour. 2 and 3. But yeah, somebody do that for 16 minutes. Let's see here. So yeah, 12:29. That should be done. Get up early and milk the chickens. Well, as I saw your video yesterday, the one you emailed me, you're starting to get the patriotic skillets. Getting that whole collection, bud. Work that around just a little bit. I'm going to throw just a little bit more oil into there, a little more olive oil into that. That flour kind of worked in there. Just a smidge, and then we'll throw that warmed up broth in there. There we are. There we go. I'll let that kind of marinate for a second. Let that kind of chill out. What else do we got to put in there? Let that kind of break down a little bit, and then we'll throw in our milk. Another cup of milk. I'm going to get the milk out and fill that up. What are you doing, Beagle? Decided to come out and join the world. They're checking to see if I put anything in your bowl. Not yet. Not yet. So then we got a cup of milk. Cow juice. Put that in there, whole milk. Instead of heavy cream, because there's so much cream in there, it costs about the same cash to build a Patriot collection as it does a Griswold collection. I bet so. I bet so. Yeah, there's some cool ones in there. There's some ones that I hadn't seen, like in real life. There was one, I think the Statue of Liberty. I've never seen that one in real life. Yeah, it's starting to thicken up. So far, I'm pretty happy with this. Pretty happy with that so far. Oh, there's my flour. I hid it for myself. And that's Kentucky kernel flour, by the way. That's not just regular flour, it's seasoned flour. I always try and hang out with that stuff. It seems to work out really well when I put it in recipes or whatever, or deep fry. That gravy going before we throw the milk in. Okay, that is the timer for the cake. And I did that for 35 minutes, but that might not be enough. I can't remember. When I did the recipe, I neglected to put what time I did it for, which that still needs. Yeah, it needs a minute. So I'm going to set that for another timer, 10 minutes. And I did turn the heat down. I took it down to 325. Because it was starting to really brown on the top. So I went 325. So we've got that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we'll go in here with our milk real slow, a little bit at a time. Mix that in. I'm gonna get some cracked pepper on that too, while I'm thinking about it. And I didn't add any salt to it because I've added salt to the Kentucky kernel flour is pretty salty. Hey Reza, what's going on? Good to see you. Let me see here. Where's the pepper? Enough pepper to dust that up. Oh, I forgot that minced garlic too. Throw that in there. And let that kind of do its thing. Throw about a teaspoon of that into there. That dried minced garlic. So I just didn't have enough. I didn't have enough of the enough cloves. I think I had 2. Put that in there. See how that looks. Give it a smell. I think it smells like it needs a little bit more garlic than that. There we go. Yeah, if you would hit the like button, that would be really cool. See if we can't get to 50. That in there. And your turkey kind of wants to be the last thing because the turkey's already cut up. We don't need any more. It doesn't need to be cooked. We'll add a little bit more of that milk. But I don't want it to curdle up. I don't want it to separate. There, that's starting to look a little... There, it's starting to get that tech. There's that color we want, right there. I want to get that whiter color. Yeah, that's starting to come around. That's starting to come around. There we go. Yeah, I'll take that. That's not looking too bad. Might be on to something with this recipe. At least a Thanksgiving leftover recipe, anyhow. Get that going in there. And that flour broke up real nice. It's not clumpy. It's not all separating with that heated up broth going in there. And the cool milk. There we are. Let's check out the comment section. What's that? It is, it's going to be, it's the base for turkey noodles. What's up, Hazy Days? What's going on, buddy? I just watched you last night. Still nursing my coffee. Wonder if I have, I don't think I have any more coffee. I think I've drank about a 3/4 pot of coffee this morning. Rick, I have a paper plate, plastic knife kind of, yeah. I just woke up, I think I need to go back to bed. I could have myself this morning. Yeah, I had just about enough for another half cup of coffee. That's how much I had left. You know you were there? Yeah. Well, I was kind of giving you a shout out. I won't do that next time. I promise. That'll never happen again. Yeah, your set was great last night, by the way. That was a good set. I really enjoyed. That was my background music as long as you were on. That's for sure. As long as you were there, I was there. Yeah, your set was great last night. Let's see. Fuzz. Heating up a pho. Now, I want to try and make pho. Uncle Roger has a really good pho recipe or pho or whatever, however you want to say it. That looks really good. It seems like it takes a long time to do. Let that kind of cook down. Keep that cooking down just a little bit. I'm gonna add the turkey to this. How much longer? I got about 7 minutes on the noodles before we can add those in, and then the rest of that gobbler into there. We are done. Yeah, Hazy, how'd your poll go? Covers or originals? What did everybody vote? Was it mass originals? That's what I would think it would be. It's always funny when I watch your channel when you're playing and you do like original music, and then as soon as you do an original song, somebody's like, "You should write your own music, bro." and you're like, "That's my song. That is my song." And it's like almost every time. Yeah, you can almost count on it. Originals one, cool, very cool. Man, but yeah, I was thinking that last night when you were doing one of your songs, and then somebody came on there and they were like, "You should do your own music, or you should put it up." Then the other guy, then somebody said, "You should put it up," and I'm like, and you were like, "I did that like years and years ago. It's up. You can find it. You can find it on, I forget the platform. Is it SoundCloud? Is that where you're at? Apple Music? I don't know. I don't stream music very often, so I'm not hip to that stuff, bro. See, turn this. I'm gonna add just a touch of heat to that, and we're gonna put the lid on that because I've got 5 minutes until the noodles are done, and I've got 2.5 minutes until supposedly my cake will be ready. We're silly with their names. We have one called Fucking Delicious. Just sing the hey, just sing the chat again. That was funny. Yeah, that was funny, Heather. That was really funny. I will give you that one. Yeah, that was a good stream, man. I really enjoyed that last night. See, it's starting to get a little bubble in there. I don't want to overcook this. I don't need to really cook it down because everything's already cooked down. I mean, that broth, it probably took me to make the broth for this. I bet it was like 4 hours, if not longer. That's just a rough estimate, but it was at least 4 hours that I cooked down that broth. So everything's pretty much cooked down, you know. And the milk, who knows how long the cow marinated that for at least 24 hours. So there's that too. Let me check this. I got about a minute left. I don't want to overdo my cake. Oh, there we go. Cake's done. Because I use a salted butter, and I don't normally use salted butter to do anything. But with that snowstorm, I wasn't gonna drive an hour in the snow to go get unsalted butter. So we're gonna turn that down just a little bit and let that sit back there and simmer. We're gonna throw the lid on it, let it do its thing, and I'm gonna pop this cake out. We'll pull the cake out and do that. Hey Steve, what's up, buddy? Man, it smells great in here. I always feel like I say that too much, but it really does smell. It smells fantastic. I got pineapple upside down cake and turkey noodles going, and we'll put you guys back over that direction here for a minute. But I'm gonna get this out first. That cake going. We'll bring you guys back around. You can check the cake out. It's finito. And we'll give that about 5 minutes in the pan to chill out. But yeah, that looks And I'm gonna, if I can find the toothpick I just had, or I'll just not be a cheap ass and grab another toothpick and check it again. Scratch and Sniff TV. They're gonna have that eventually. Yeah, it's done. That other 8 minutes, that's what it needed. So we did 35, so 42 minutes. I dropped it down to 325 the last 8 minutes because it was getting too brown on the top. And I used salted butter. And salted butter does make a difference. Believe it or not, if you're using salted butter, it does make a difference. Especially when you're baking or making eggs. Anything that has eggs in it, salted butter, I try to stay away from it. But this, you know, it just is what it is. Cooked my turkey leftovers and made soup. Yeah, Steve, I'll tell you, I was just saying, I've never tried it like a creamy style like I'm making right now. Normally, I just, how do I say it? Normally I just do a broth and noodles with like some carrots, some celery, onion, and then I put it over mashed potatoes. But I wanted to try this because I had everything to make this one, make it this style. So the only thing I didn't like about this recipe is the other way with all the noodles is I get to use up more of that broth that I made. Because I ended up getting, we'll come jump back over here, but I ended up making 2 quarts of broth, and I threw 1 quart in the freezer, and I've got this other one. So if I would have done the noodles the way I normally do them, it would have used that other, but this is thickening up nice. It would have used that other quart to do the noodles. But I'll figure out something to do with those noodles before, or that broth, or I'll just throw it in the freezer, one or the other. Because it's always nice to have. Because I'll use turkey broth the same as I'll use anything else. Let's see these noodles. Let's see it. Where are we at here? About 2 more minutes on those, and then we'll stir those into there and let that kind of marinate for a minute. And then we'll flip that cake. Yeah, Heather's got a great channel. Heather White. If you like live music, Hazy Days and Heather White, they do it great, man. They really do. I was glad that I found this last year or so that I found their channels, because it's always not. What I really like is just, it's usually acoustic, and there was one of the sticks of the thyme that I used in the turkey. But I like their stuff. It's all acoustic usually, and then I just kind of throw it on in the background while I'm doing stuff. It's nice. It's nice to have a nice soundtrack like that. And they both take requests, which is pretty, you don't get that a lot, you know what I mean? On where you can go. It's kind of like Heather said yesterday, it's the new night out but night in kind of thing, where you get the experience of going out, but with not having to go out and risk getting pulled over on your way home. Which is why I'm glad my bar is like the bar that I usually never go to, but if I do go to the bar, it's only 2 blocks away at the most. And if I drive really, really super fast, I can get home really quick. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. We're almost to 1,000. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is super rad. Let's see, turn my oven off. Turn the oven off. Yeah, and we did this, so far it's been 90 minutes of gotten basically a whole lunch and a dessert made with very, very little prep. That's one thing about leftovers, man. There's like 0 prep because it's already done. My bar is in the fridge. Yeah, usually that's where mine is too. Saturday night. A few beers, listen along. Yeah, heck yeah. And for me, you guys being you know, being in England and being in Ireland, you guys are like so far ahead of me in time, you know, that for me it's like when you guys are like, when you're on there, it could be like my 5 in the afternoon, and then go till, you know, 9-10 o'clock. So that's, I think Hazy was on for probably 3 hours yesterday. Been 16 minutes. Very cool. All right, let me check one of these noodles. They're smelling done. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Fuck that noodle. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. I'll give those one more minute as it cools down, and then I'll drain that off because it's still got that little like sour taste. So I'm gonna let it sit and cool down. 4.5 hours. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that was a while. It was definitely a while. Turn this down. I'm gonna turn. I think this is. That's thick enough for sure. We're gonna turn that down to simmer mode, so it doesn't start. But I mean, I'm getting 0 stick. God, I just love this pan. Love this pan. Hate to get all gushy about a pan, but when you've had something for, it's kind of like a pet. You know what I mean? You had a pet for 20 years. You kind of get attached to it. And when the funny thing about it is, I noticed a while back, like, because I'm always like on this side stirring it, that this side of the pan is way smoother than this side because I'm always going like this way and then pulling and then going that way. That I've actually like customized my pan to how I cook. It's the other reason I really like cast iron. Give that another minute. Let it sit in that hot water. That flash up. I'm gonna flash that real quick. I simmered my turkey soup for maybe 10 hours. Low and slow both came out. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Hazy, the Welsh Spring Street. Out, yeah, for sure. Yeah. The Welsh Spring, yeah, 4-hour concerts. And yeah, Hazy was on it last night too. That was, you know, everybody has good nights and bad nights, but that was a great night last night. Your house smells good, Steve? Oh yeah, I bet. Man, Thanksgiving is like the best. I don't know if they've ever made it's like a scent you can never replicate, but like your the actual like smell of Thanksgiving in your house and all that stuff. Firestarter, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. All right, turn that off. We'll let those. I'm gonna drain these noodles off, and we're gonna put the noodles in. And we're gonna flip this cake. I think. Cake's feeling like it's ready to be flipped. Working my barbecue and smoking. Let's see. I go outside just to walk back in and smell the inside. Yeah. I did that. I took the when I was doing the turkey the other day. I took out the recycling and I came back in and it was like, man, that smells really good. Okay, so let me drain off these noodles. And I'm going to throw those into there. They should be more than ready to go. And that'll be done. Then you can just, then we're going to flip this cake. I'm more ready for the cake than I am like anything else. Because there's just something, I'm a huge pineapple fan. Absolutely love pineapple. I don't know when they started making pineapple upside down cake. I don't know if it's like after World War II when everybody kind of was like coming back from Hawaii and places like that. If that's when that got really big. But I love food from that time because Hawaii was such an influence on everybody's cooking in America. And I love Hawaiian food. Except for, I'm not big on the Spam. I gotta be real on that. I'm gonna keep it real. Her handle. I'm gonna keep it real on that. I'm not a huge fan of Spam. It was all right. I wouldn't turn it down if I went to somebody's house and they made it. I wouldn't turn it down. But when I'm in the canned meat section at the grocery store, I am going 100% canned corned beef every time. That's just how I roll. I think that looks really good. I will take that. We're going to put the lid on that while we mess around with this cake. I've got that down to the lowest setting. But I think I'll take that. I think that looks really good. I wish my bread would be done. I wonder how my bread's looking. It probably needs... Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, not bad for like Thanksgiving leftovers. And I've never done this creamy style before. I'm really happy about that. Like I said, I just wish my bread was done. But it probably, at this point, oh yeah, my bread could be, I'll show you my bread here real quick. The bread could be shaped right now, but I still have to, yeah, there's the bread. There's one of the loaves of bread that I made. Or it's in its the bulk fermentation as they say. But it needs to be, it actually needs to come off and be shaped, which I'll do that maybe after we get done here. But I'm gonna throw the lid on this right quick, and then we'll flip this cake. I'll figure out a dish. I didn't get that far, so we'll figure out a dish I can flip this over on. And that's the other thing I really like about this little skillet, with the handles the way they are on that, is that it's really, well, that handle is really nice to hold, and you have the other helper handle on there for flipping that over when you make these pineapple upside down cakes. There we are. Get you guys straightened out right there. Put the lid on that. Let that kind of just stay warm. And I'll get a plate down when I'm ready for it. Well, let's get that flipped over onto something. Got flipped over onto something. What can we flip that over onto? I did not get that far when I was thinking about this. I guess we'll just use this tray. I know I'll think of something better as soon as I do this, but hopefully it flips over. But before we do, let's kind of knock the edges, pull that away from the edges right quick. Let's pull it away from the edges. Break those loose. Because that's always the part that screws you, is where it gets stuck on the top. Knock that, make sure that's gonna not be, see how that was stuck right there? Because of the pineapple juice and the sugar. All right. Looking good already. I know. Yeah, you can almost just, sometimes I don't want to flip them. When I do pineapple upside down cake, I just want to like cut it the way it is so I don't mess it up. Oh, what can I put that on? See how hot that is. Maybe I'll just put it onto a plate. I don't know. I'm afraid I'm gonna break a plate when I do it onto a plate. So we'll just do it onto here. 1, 2, 3. Did it go? It did. It went. There we go. One pineapple upside down cake. I'll take that without those. Yeah, there we go. That came out pretty decent. I will take that. Ooh, nice and soft. We'll let that kind of firm up. Put it on a cooling rack. Yeah, I'm going to. I should put it on a cooling rack. I just didn't want to burn my hand. I should have put it on a cooling rack. You're right. See, Rick, I said it. I knew that when I would come up with a better way to do it once I did it. Oh. Yep, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's gonna sit. It'll sit. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna tempt fate. I'm not gonna tempt I'm not gonna tempt fate on that thing. But yeah, I think that came out pretty nice. It didn't have the, it doesn't have the, yeah, I should have done the rack. Rick, where were you 5 minutes ago when I was saying I didn't? No, it doesn't. No, I don't. I usually make my own maraschino cherries, but I wasn't going to go out and like brave the storm to go get it. So yeah, it doesn't look as, it's not as presentable as your normal one with the cherries, but I will take that. I'll take it anyway. There we go. We'll take that. I think I'm gonna get a plate out. I'm gonna set this off to the side because I'm gonna plate some stuff up. Because I want that while it's actually still warm. And the nice thing is, like I said, if you guys can kind of like sort of see how the size of it is compared to like a coffee cup, it's not, you don't have a lot of cake. I mean, once you cut it, it's like 4 pieces, 4 pieces. So you're not stuck with like 8 pieces of cake. You don't want it. Put a little mound of what, cayenne instead of cherries. Is that what you were trying to get to? Tuckerverse, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna move that off to the side. I'm gonna get my plate down. We'll plate all this stuff up because I am ready. I'm ready to do a smash and grab here for sure. Let me move this out of the way. Put the plate down. There we go. Ooh, I might be running out of charge here. Let me grab a charger. Sorry guys, I gotta grab a charger. I'm down to 4%. Had to go grab the long one out of the garage. Hopefully I get enough cord here. I'm going to put it on the other side of the room. There we go. Move this back a little bit that way. Sorry, got to charge it up or we're going to lose the part we've all been waiting for. There we go. Let's turn it that way. So let me go and I'll cut a little piece of this cake off here. Piece do I want? Piece of this cake into the one section, into the back. There we go. Well, you could share the stream. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty cool. That would actually be really cool if people could do that. And then I'm gonna have to take this over there because this skillet is too heavy to do one-handed and scoop out with. Try that. Man, I really wish my bread was done, but it's not. And there we go. Pineapple upside down cake, turkey noodles, fork and spoon. I've got a little bit of coffee left. And there we go. I think I'll take that. I think I'll take that as being a done, that being done for turkey. That's not bad for turkey leftovers. I'll take that all day long. 3 dots to type right hand screen. You can share from there. Oh, really? Double tap the screen to like? Yes. Definitely double tap the screen to like. So let's give this a day in court. Give it a try. That's hot. I'm going to spoon that. I'm going to go spoon. Tastes really good. But I really do wish my bread was done. a try. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely Thanksgiving-y leftover, for sure. Dial these noodles in. It's almost need a knife. Yeah, that's really good. I like that. I've never, like I said, I've never done the creamy turkey noodle thing before. I've always just done it broth and then over mashed potatoes. That's all right. Yeah, that's good. And then let's try our cake. So that's nice and hot. I mean, you don't get cake any fresher than that. Check that out. Came out really, it's got a good, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's really nice and it's real spongy. I love throwing that extra little eighth of a cup of juice, or if you're making a bigger cup, probably a third of a cup. Well, I like throwing the juice into the cake. It really makes it really does a lot for the sponge of it. Mmm. You're Handy Andy, you're not the first person to call me a savage, that's for sure. That cake is really, I'm gonna have another piece of that. That's really good. Especially it's all homemade. The thing of it is that's all homemade. The broth, everything. Everything's homemade on that. The cake could have, the cake, if you do an upside down cake, let it sit for 15 minutes to a half hour before you dig into it, so it's not as moist in the center like that, but, And like I said, that recipe is just, I came up with that recipe just for that pan. So, that recipe won't work. You won't have much in a 9-ounce and a 9-inch pan. Yes, yeah, the bottom's like nice and crisp where that juice was. Kind of candied it a little bit. You know what I mean by like kind of glass candied it, give it a little crunch. Plus the bottom's crispy from that cast iron pan. That's really good cake. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. Vans and limits. What's going on? How are you? Good to see you. But yeah, if everybody, if you have not subscribed or have not liked, please do. Like I said, I should be like right at the cusp of 1,000 subscribers now, as of today. But we'll see. We'll see when it's all said and done. If it's not, it's not. If it is, it is. But that'd be cool if it was. That cake is pretty awesome. I will say that. That cake's awesome. Oh, that's not bad. Hungry Man TV dinner. Yeah, that's why I got that plate. It kind of like, it's sort of like a TV dinner style plate. For sure. Yeah, the noodles though, I like the consistency of it. I was kind of worried about doing it with milk instead of heavy cream, but that cream, the milk I get is it's so creamy anyway. I just don't think, it's almost like a half and half. It's like it's probably terrible for me. I sit around and drink like, that milk is like literally raw cow milk. That's super good. Augustine. Augustine. The hell is that, gang? It's creamy turkey noodles. Leftover Thanksgiving stuff. It's like a leftover Thanksgiving dinner. I'll tell you what, if you guys haven't checked it out, the video, the live stream that I did on Friday where I made the turkey fried rice from Thanksgiving leftovers, almost like a food challenge. That's going to be a regular thing, I think. Is after the holidays, it's going to be like a food challenge. At least for Thanksgiving, that's going to be the food challenge of making something completely different out of that. But that came out so good. Greg said his wife tried it. It was really great. Yeah, that'd be super rad. Yeah, turkey fried rice, man. It was really good. It was amazing. It was really good. Okay, enough of this. Enough of me eating. Enough of me eating and talking with my mouth full. 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. That's awesome. Very, very, very cool. Man, it's been a long road. Been a long road coming. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Now I can shut up about subscribers. Thanks, Lily Farm. Now I can, yeah, I swear I will shut up about subscribers from here on out. Greg Hart, thank you so much for moderating and always throwing that out there. Rick Sunball, thank you for moderating and always throwing that out to get people to sub and like when I don't think about it, because usually I don't think about it. But yeah, I really appreciate that. Vans and Limits, yeah, thank you so much for showing up today. Everybody's name, a lot of people's names have changed. So if you were regular before and I don't recognize that, yeah, Vans, this is one of the best audiences on YouTube. I mean, you come in, there's nobody trolling, there's nobody doing anything like that, and if they are, then it's taken down really quick between me and the mods that always do such all that kind of stuff. All the mods do a great job. But let's get the Beagle in here. I'm not gonna have you guys sit and stare at a plate any longer. So we're gonna get the Beagle in here if I can find her. Biggs, you ready to celebrate 1,000 subscribers? Because there's probably like 900 of them are fans of the dog, which I don't blame them. I dig on the dog too, to be honest. So let's get everybody over here down to the Beagle. And she's ready for some treats. I'm not gonna give her any of this turkey stuff because it's all full of garlic and all the other stuff that I used in the turkey. So we're gonna go liver treats. We're going straight liver treats for the Beagle. Let's get some spins for 1,000 subscribers. That's awesome. There you go. Give me a spin, big dog. There you go. I don't know if people can see you. Can they see you? There you go. Usually you're not back in your spot. There you go. Subscriber spin, Beagle. There you go. Good job. Yeah, she's happy about it. She's happy about 1,000 subscribers and her liver treats. Can you speak? Oh, there you go. I'm sending a subliminal super chat. Very cool. I think I'll be able to get super chats now. I think that's all there. I'll have to set all that stuff up, which I have no idea. I have no idea how to do any of that stuff, so I will have to figure that out, but I'm sure it's on there somewhere. You know the spin, Beagle. There you go. And can you sit? And give me a shake. A high five. There you go. Thanks. Beagle Treat Fund. Yeah, Beagle Treat Fund. There you go. Oh man, you didn't have to take my hand off with it. You didn't have to take my fingers off with it. Probably helping me with mine. Yeah, I'll figure it out. It's now I imagine everything's opened up, so YouTube will probably let me know. There you go. Did you come to get down? Did you come to get down? Down. Down, down, down. There you go. Good job. Set up a store and all. Yeah. Yeah. Because we do have the products. If you have not, how many hours do you have that? Oh, I have tons of hours. That's the thing, Vance. My views are crazy. I have a crazy amount of views. I have probably 8,000 hours. 6 to 8,000. I mean, I have 2,000 hours almost for this month. It just, we didn't have the subscribers for whatever reason. It's because I know I needed 4,000. I hit 4,000 like forever ago. Yeah, it's just we didn't have subscribers. I think with this past month we've had almost 100,000 views. We just needed the subscribers to stay, because it's one of those weird YouTube things where I'll get like 25 to 50 subscribers in a show, in a live stream, and then I wake up the next day and I have 4. And it's been like that this whole year. So if it stays at 1,000, I'll be really surprised, but I'm not going to count. That's why I'm not going crazy right now, because I'm not going to count my chickens before they're hatched, because I know tomorrow I'll wake up and it won't be 1,000, but yeah, Beags merch. Yeah, we'll be able to do the Beags merch. Have an outlet for it. The cast iron cure, the up and coming cutting board cure, and all that other stuff. And then all my beard products will be on here. So my Ma Badger said I should do flannel shirts, flannel and Hawaiian shirts, because it's Hawaiian shirts in the summer and flannels in the winter. Yeah, check your YouTube too. Usually it's a day or 2 off. By midweek, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Tucker, thank you so much. And Tucker has a channel as well, Tuckerverse. Vans Unlimited. Do you have a channel? Do you have a channel? If anybody wants to plug their channel, here's a good time to plug your channel. There you go. All right, I'm not going to give her any more; she'll get sick. But anyway, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours, which is about a half hour more than I usually do it. But I appreciate everybody for showing up, hanging out all week long. We made so much stuff this week. We made kung pao chicken. We've made chicken or turkey fried rice. We've made, oh, what the heck did I make in the middle of the night? We've made chocolate chip cookies. Now we've had what do you call it? We had turkey noodles and pineapple upside down cake. We've made so much stuff this week. It's been a great week. It's been a good holiday week. It was a great week to be snowed in. It was a great weekend to be snowed in. I dig on it. And thanks to everybody, cast iron community, and all the new friends we've made this past year doing this silly little thing. But I'm going to jump out of here, and I will see you Thursday. At least I know we'll be here Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for another live stream, and hope to see you guys in the comments section. All right, see you.